Hello and welcome to JD Plays. Today, I'm going to be playing Darkest Dungeon.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house?
This is a game I absolutely adore.
Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor.
Is just
I lived all my years in that ancient,
fantastic. I love it.
Fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance.
The art style and general gameplay also.
Unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was
Going back to voice really makes me want to play this for days on end.
With relic and ritual, I've bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt
I haven't really played much besides League of Legends on this channel, so I'm trying to expand out a little bit. And I just thought this would be a good, exciting, and you can watch me get frustrated.
Unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death.
Although this is a wonderful game to play, it's also really hard.
I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination.
These art styles.
I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows.
I first discovered this game while visiting my friend while he was living in China. He was playing it, I just sort of chilling at his house, and I couldn't stop staring at it. This game's absolutely amazing. Yeah, without further ado, JD Plays Darkest Dungeon. I do have DLC, so I will be including that. It's my normal playthrough, but I'm going to start a new game. And yeah, I'll include all the DLC that I have. And yeah, let's just play on normal. Should call it. It's fairly simple. J D can't type. JD Plays. It's a bit of a long introduction to the game. It's really worth.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places.
Lots of games in narrators
in the ancient, hidden cobbles of the old road,
like that.
And on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors.
Epic announcer.
So steel yourself, and remember there can
So
be
for those
no
who do watch my League of Legends games, you also notice this
without
is the same voice
The old
that
road,
I have replaced my
to hell.
League of Legends announcer.
but in that gaping abyss,
Well, I'm sure you know why.
we
I
will
absolutely
find our
adore it.
redemption.
I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to quickly set a timer so I get myself to stop, because otherwise I will sit here and play this for hours. Right, stage gets destroyed and the caretaker gone. You will have to make a journey to the hamlet on foot. It's taking so long. to load usually. There we go. So yeah, so it's going to start us off with a quick tutorial. It's fairly straightforward. So you have to move forwards and backwards, but moving backwards isn't really a good idea in this game. It will be explained later why. So I'll click on the room and go to...
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
While the hallway, press D to move forward and A to move back. So again, yeah, so fairly straightforward. That right there, that was my stress level increasing. Which is why it's not a good idea to move backwards, because that increases how much your stress level goes up, which is a major factor in this game. Yeah, so all different classes and types of characters, they have different abilities, and you can have up to 4 people, so the person here and here as well. Where they're standing in this line will actually affect which abilities can be used, where I can attack the enemy, which members of their lineup I can attack, how effective they are, and so on. I mean, obviously things like bleeding, it's a debuff, so it's a very strategic game. It's not something you can sort of just charge into. Every course game I will sort of explain what the abilities I'm using are and why I'm using them, but for the sake of the tutorial I already know what I'm doing, so I'm going to just skip past it and explain as I do it in the actual game rather than... So along corridors you can find things like this. Could potentially have things in it. Also find like bookcases, traps, or indoors.
Must be carried home. Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
There was a chance that you get bosses and
An ambush.
fights.
Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and
So,
their
so before I
kind
use
is
this
no
route,
longer
there's a open
welcome.
vein which has a chance of making targets bleed, which does damage over time. I will use those, but there's this grape shot blast. The reason I'm going to use that is because it hits multiple targets. So I want to try and whistle them both down as much as possible. This is pretty basic ability, Smite. It's a strike at a single character. Has bonus damage if the character is undead. It can only hit the front 2 and big targets such as this one. You can see the size of his health bar. It's actually taking up 2 slots, so he actually equates to the space of these 2, and then he would be the 3rd slot behind it. And if I'm moving too fast, I'm not explaining it right. The game is kind of self-explanatory. It does lend itself to its combat system quite a lot. Even if you don't get it at first, it will become a lot clearer what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. You see here this ability, Open Vein, can't reach him. You can tell why the bar lights up. So really I'm kind of forced to shoot him because he's moved forward. He can no longer use his ability because that hasn't highlighted. So yeah, positioning is very important. Use this one. This one's called Stunning Blow, so from here it has a chance of stunning enemies, like so. But he now skips his turn, I now get another turn. So things like that can really change how you play the game, how the turn-based system works. So he skipped his go, he didn't get to attack back, and he just bled out because I debuffed him. And I don't confirm the bleed dot. Of course, as with any random number generator, I've got that chance to miss.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Of course, Loot! Everyone loves loot. It's new adventuring because I actually want to open this. It's trapped. But I'm done anyway, so I can leave. So yeah, that's the tutorial. That tutorial, fairly straightforward. Food, gold, jade, which can be sold for further gold, bandages. This is an interesting part of the game which I find really good. Upon completing quests, you have the chance of either getting a beneficial attribute or unbeneficial one, which can affect your next run through of any particular quest or dungeon. So claustrophobia, severe fear of enclosed spaces, so if I'm enclosed for whatever reason, then he will actually generate more stress than normal. Calm. That's 15% damage on the first round. So he got a good one, and he unfortunately did not, but that's the way of the game. In your town of Hamlet, there is actually ways to get rid of that.
Welcome home, such as it is.
When it comes up.
This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. And
So
you
yeah,
are
upon
bound
finishing
to
every quest, you
them.
get like a activity log, an update of what you've done. Quest goals, so these are the things that you need to do in order to progress. Quite a lot there. And this one is the characters. The 2 lines at present I have a maximum of 9 people. And these are all my town buildings. These ones have got exclamation points, so the ones we should really start with.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So yeah, Stagecoach is basically for recruiting more people, so these are 2 people available. Everything in this game can be upgraded, so on here I can upgrade with things I find in my missions, and numbers are displayed down the bottom here. Stagecoach network, I can increase that. Increases the number of recruits available. Hero barracks increases the size, so how many I can have maximum. Then experienced recruits obviously have more or higher level people available to start with, so I don't have to train them as much. It's always good, particularly in the later game. But yeah, I'll start
What
recruiting.
better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
I'll show you the rest before deciding what I want to spend my points on.
In time, you will know the
Here's
tragic
the
extent
consistent
of my
memoirs.
failings.
Basically, all the videos and bits of information that I get throughout the game, I can revisit and replay here. So these are the 2 videos to start with the introduction. As much as I love listening to the announcer's voice, I'm not gonna make this video entirely those videos. Graveyard.
Most will end up here,
Fairly self-explanatory.
covered in the
Where we bury the
poisoned
dead,
earth,
so die in your missions.
awaiting merciful
You get a log of
oblivion.
everyone you had and when they died, what they died of. And everything else at the moment. Need to complete more quests, so it unlocks gradually. Easy, sort of eases you in. But yeah. Okay, so increase my maximum number. So
Great
I made it
heroes
12.
can be found even here, in
And
the
also
mud and
increase the
rain.
number of people, so I can recruit up to 3 people at once rather than 2. So every time I come back from a quest, this will be refreshed. But with nothing else to show you at the current moment, jump straight in and embark on a new one.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your
these
work
are the available
begins.
places to quest at the moment, because it's the start of the game. I have two options. This is the main boss, which is where I want to get to. I guess you see the characters saying no, because they're still only level 1 and they have no intention of going on a suicide mission. So that leaves this as the only other option, and these two are already involved in the quest, and I can bring these two down as well. Note, there's a bit here saying Red Hook. Basically, particular variations will have different names. So, for example, if I swap these two around, the usual suspects, because they're default, these are the 4 characters that you get to start with. It was half expecting me to put them in that order as well, so yeah, that's the... you know, some of them have clever names, some of them
The
are
cost
just
of preparedness,
things like
measured
that.
now in gold, later in blood.
And provisions, so every quest you need supplies, torches, increase light level, and in turn decrease how much stress you get. But of course everything costs money. Let's start with a few of those. Food keeps your health up. Also, if your characters are hungry, they gradually get more stressed as you just by walking because they're hungry. Venom, shovels. These are for clearing obstacles. These are for obviously clearing poisons. Keeping you healthy. And cleansing things, debuffs and so on. Opening chests. I'm not expecting to find too much in the first dungeon, so I'm not going to go crazy and buy everything. Obviously you've got to keep track of how much money you have. Oh, this chair is so uncomfortable. I need another one. Right, so quest 1. No, the map. No, I'm going to tutorial, so the map is actually a bit bigger. You choose one room at a time and explore. The current quest is explore 90% of the dungeon. Watch every room bar 1. And see, just by walking. Yeah, anyway, so it's just by walking and getting stressed. Sometimes when you come across things like that, characters with particular traits might just search it all by themselves. Sometimes this is fine, say if you press the button, sometimes this can be annoying. And depending on what hidden traits they have, some of them might keep the items for themselves and then you don't get to benefit from it. So I like that torch I just found. Having more light makes monsters less likely to hit you. Obviously it gives my guys morale, debuffs them because they're used to falling around in the dark. Things like that you just sort of remember as you play. So yeah, because of where he is, he can't attack if he's not close enough. So he's got 2 options. These are entirely or 3 options. You can move position with someone, costing him a turn. This he can use to heal, cure light, which is a debuff / dot effect that damages over time, and bleed on himself. And this disorientating blast, obviously it's a stun, that also does damage to enemy. You see the lights up there again, so I can only use it on him. Stun brings him to the front, makes him an easy target. This Bestial, she has a damaging abilities because of where she's positioned in the group, she can't use them. What she has is this, which is a heal. Obviously everyone's healthy right now, so we don't really need it. So I'm just going to move. It's doing nothing with your turn, actually increases stress as well. So from earlier, I said this does, or Smite does damage against, extra damage against undead. Oh, we've got some lovely skeletons here, so this should do a lot of damage.
Another one
With that.
falls.
One hit, so it's pretty easy at the beginning of the game. It's trying to ease you in. Doesn't want you to fail outright unless you put it on hard mode. Skeleton obviously has no blood, he can't bleed. I heal him slightly.
Be gone,
That
friend.
first actual fight. Get some gold, which is really nice. First thing is another shovel. Charm, so I'll show you what this is in a second. So you see here down the bottom you've got your weapon, your armour. You've also got 2 empty slots. You can fill these up with things like this. So it's a common charm, it's not too rare or anything like that, so I'll probably find a few of them throughout the game. I can equip that, and that gives me 20% extra resistance against blight. We haven't come across that yet, but as I say, it does damage over time, and -2 to dodge, so makes them slightly more likely to hit me, but more resistant. Don't actually want that, so I'm going to put it back, but that was just for the purposes of showing you. Here,
Even the cold stone
Sorry.
seems bent on preventing passage.
this is what the shovels are for, so I can choose to either clear the obstacle by hand, cost effort, stress my characters out, or maybe even damage them if they hurt themselves doing it or something like that. Or if I have shovels, I can clear it for the expense of 1 shovel. Right, so again, this is where this comes in really useful when you've got more than 2 enemies to fight. So my ranged attack can hit all 3 of them. So if I hold it back, it shoots everyone. Doesn't do amazing damage to them, but it does do damage to them. Now I can actually show you this blight. Brilliant. So plague grenade. So he throws a grenade. It has a chance of poisoning. So he's blighted. So same as bleed. See there? Every turn he'll do 4 damage, as long as he's blighted, which is for 2 turns. So he only has 5 health, so 4 damage a turn. He's gonna die just from that. I don't even have to hit him anymore. So heal him. Keep everyone nice and healthy. And just twat him in the face.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy.
One thing you
them
might have noticed,
all.
he has his corpse is still around. So he's still taking up that space slot, so anything that can only affect the front line, for example, if I wanted to do this, I can't reach him because he's in the first line. So if I cleared this corpse, which has its own separate health bar, then everyone would move forward 1. So again, it's a strategic thing you have to work out where your enemies are, how you can move them about if possible, depending on your abilities. But I have that, so I can just hit everyone. I can hit him with a plague grenade too. Oh, no, I can't. No, I thought that hit everyone. Never mind. Just get a second hit with that. Hit him with that though. So stun him, brings him to the front, removes the corpse.
Slowly, gently.
So you can see how
This
these
is
sorts of
how
things
life
might
is
play out.
taken.
Once you know and understand the abilities, it's pretty straightforward to make plans.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
To the next room. So now we have a choice. But every now and again you might get a chance of scouting ahead. It just gives you some information as to what's going on. So I'll zoom in on that. And this room, we know there's going to be a battle in this room. You know there's a room battle, but there's also treasure in there. Let's see. Some sort of boxes or loot along the way, so Sex training, let's just go this way. And see how far up top is going down as we walk along. Bit like another torch. Increase our light levels. See there, every now and again, because you know he's a selfish arsehole, he's just kept that so I don't get it in my inventory. Sometimes they'll open it themselves as good, sometimes it's not so much. Let's see. Do I hit everyone or do I? Also, another big factor of this game is understanding what enemies do what. I think these guys hit kind of hard for what they are, so concentrating and do a bit more damage. I was hoping that would make him bleed, but I'm so lucky. I actually really lucked out there because he also has the ability to make things bleed. It's really bad for my guys. Damage over time is always wonderful. But I'm still going to concentrate on him because I want him to die very quickly.
Their formation.
There we go, because I don't give him the chance to murderize my guys. I'm more resistant, aren't they? So sometimes, yeah, if they're resistant, it makes it harder. Attacks like that attack my stress levels directly, which at the moment it's not that bad, like 17 out of 200 as you can see. When it gets to 100, then one or two things will happen. Either my guys will, you know, dig deep inside themselves and find some pillar of strength and courage, or they'll panic in some sort of way and will give them massive disadvantages. It's completely random which one it picks, but it can be brutal. Hopefully, well, it takes a while for this to come up, but when it does, we'll see the magic, because in the case of, if it's more a case of when it happens.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
She's bleeding, so some bandages and fix that up. And like that, we're fine. That's just telling me what I told you. Torches, we know the disadvantages of it. Light those up again, carry on. I didn't notice that before. So you can actually see the traps, so if you see them ahead of time, you have the option of disarming them. But I'm an idiot, so that didn't happen. The blood, I will cover that when it becomes relevant. At the moment, we don't need to worry about that yet. Hunger, everyone's getting hungry, so because I have food, everyone eats food. They'll get a tiny bit of health back, and also they're not getting hungry, so they don't stress out. Next room. When I reach this room, I should have met the criteria for the quest. Oh, more skeletons. What are the odds that the last room would have a fight in it? So I can't hit the back line, but I can hit these three, so all of them missed, you useless son of a... yeah, so Plague Grenade actually gets the back 2 slots, which is, again, useful to know if you're in a fight with 4 people. I'm sure you'll, if you're following along with this, you'll pick up on these traits and abilities and things like that as we go along.
destroyed.
Lovely. That was a beautiful hit. I like you. I do not like you. Leave me alone. Yeah, so blights and bleeds can stack to do more damage, so as you see that does 8 damage because I've applied it twice, rather than the one it was doing, or 4 it was doing before. What damage rate has 5 health, so if I hit him, then I'll die when this turn starts.
Confidence
I like that,
surges
and
as
now
the
I want
enemy
to fight.
crumbles.
Now we're doing more damage because their blights are going to kill them. So I might as well just give some people some
The
health.
wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
That looks like my turn is going to completely come before theirs, so might
As
as
the
well kill him.
field falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Running out of space. Well, because it's the end of the dungeon, I'm gonna get rid of these. Because these are the things I use to upgrade stuff, so. Open this chest, same as last time.
A fortune
And
waiting to be
Crocus.
spent.
With that, that's going to be the first episode of JD Plays Darkest Dungeon. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next episode.